And once again, it is Blasphemous Black, and with me here, I have Swirly. How's it going, man?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. Like I said, getting these interviews from people who went to Frosties. Um, there's a lot of people that couldn't go due to COVID, and I like that event, and I just wanted to check in with people and kind of hear from our locals how they felt about the event. So thank you for your time.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So I guess where I'd start with is this the first major you've ever been with, or how long have you been playing? Would you say competitively or traveling to majors? I guess.
So this was not my first major.
Mm-hmm.
My first major was Texas Showdown 2019. So that one was kind of the beginning of my competitive career, I'd say. I played at small anime con tournaments or whatever and just played with my homies.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the first time I actually went out and traveled to anything. I went 1-2. Y'all know how it goes, but that was the first one. 2019 was a big like year for me because that's when I really broke into doing fighting game stuff.
Yeah,
But that was sort of the beginning there for me was that Texas Showdown.
beginning and also kind of tragic in a way because 2019 Frosty was the last major before COVID had started.
Yeah, no, it was a huge downer. Yeah, because I remember I was going into 2019. I'm like, I'm gonna make this the year I try fighting game stuff. And then sure enough, that was like my last chance to really get started. So I picked a good time.
Right. And so yeah, it sounds like you're an anime player. Is that what you entered here at Frosty? What games did you enter?
So yeah, no, it started with the anime 100%. At Frosty this year, I went for Blaze Blue Central Fiction, went for Under Night Clear, and I was planning to play Lumina. That wound up falling through because of just scheduling stuff at the event, and
Mm-hmm.
also I haven't really been up on playing Lumina as much as I would like to be. I
Yeah.
also entered the little mystery game tournament they have. That's not super competitive, but it was a blast nonetheless.
Okay. Nice. And so you have to travel out of state here. You're playing these. You signed up for 3 games. Do you have any friends you went with, or you hoteling alone?
No, I always try to go with people just hanging out is the best part of events. So I went with my girlfriend Cassandra. She went and just entered in just Undernet. That's kind of what she focuses on.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons I really like Frosty is that some of my other friends focus on Tatsunoko versus Capcom, and that's kind of the mecca for that game is Frosty Faustings.
Mm-hmm.
So I flew with that with two other friends who both entered in TVC. Didn't do as good as they expected, unfortunately, but it was still not fun regardless.
Yeah, I definitely do like this event. I didn't get to go this year, but I have been to the event before, and that is one of the huge reasons we went. Is I'm a huge Skullgirls fan, and I've always just loved that this event is one that kind of highlights, primarily anime. Literally, it's Faust, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, primarily anime, but a lot of games that normally don't get the spotlight, or I guess some would say played by weeaboos, right?
Yeah, right. No, that's what put Frosty Faustings on the radar for me. Is that yeah, it's really heavily focused on anime. So initially that was my first pull. I'm like, I gotta go there. I gotta play Gear. I gotta play BlazBlue, all that.
Okay.
And then just after I went in the beginning of 2020, it was the last in person one they had. I was just like, okay, no, this is everything I was hoping for it to be and more. So
Nice.
I went there primarily just to give the anime stuff a go, and then it was just a blast the entire time for more reasons than just that. I was watching Marvel Top 8 and Tekken Top 8, and that's normally not stuff I dabble in, but it was just
Yeah.
super fun because they have all the screens going on, man. It's so much stuff happening.
And of course, like I had asked, right? You get to travel with friends and stuff like that, and that's kind of one of the reasons I have the interview here is, um, you know, it's cool to get to go and be a part of that stuff, and I want to bring that experience back and let you know that we really thank you for representing, our city and our state, and it's cool that we get to go out there and link up and play all these players. How did you do in your events?
A lot better than anticipated. So, recently I've been going. Let me just start by saying I guess Honor Night is the game I spent the most time competitively playing.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely the biggest anime game in Austin for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a very strong, healthy scene in there and in Texas as a whole. But recently I've been playing a lot of BlazBlue, so I was kind of expecting to do the best in BlazBlue. There I lost on the way out of pools, unfortunately, so I got 25th in BlazBlue.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
I
Under Night. Oh no, go ahead.
oh, I was going to say with the with the rollback coming back, that's definitely got to help a game like that, because of course the rollback's coming back, but it's also Frosty, so definitely a great opportunity to play some Blaze Blue, and I know that COVID hit some numbers, but 25th is that's still pretty good, man.
Yeah, no, I'm not disappointed by any means. And yeah, no, like people that have been playing that game nonstop, you can tell.
Right.
You go up against somebody like I initially got dropped down into loses by Wukash, and you can tell they play the game. They're a beast. It was fun, but it was scary.
Right.
But then I had to DQ myself from Lumina, unfortunately. Again, I just wasn't really playing as much as I would like to before the event and scheduling stuff because I wound up making top 8 in Under Night. So
Right.
I expected to go 0-2. I was like, I haven't played this game. Everyone here is killers, yada yada yada.
Yes.
And I go in, I do my thing, and next thing you know, I go outright entering into top 8 at 7th place, but I was riding high. I was so excited.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to get to. You mentioned that you did good in Under Night. So you said you got top 8, or you got 7th, or how far did
I,
you
I
go?
got I got top 8, yeah. So I made 7th place. This was my first time breaking into top 8. I lose the
Congratulations.
first round. Yeah, thank you so much. I made it in loser's side, and then unfortunately lost the first match in there. But just cracking into top 8 was enough to blow my mind.
I mean, I gotta again, congratulations again, because I think at that point they gave you a trophy for that one, right, or a medal or
Yeah, no,
something.
I got a medal, absolutely.
Nice, man. Like that's one thing I've been in this for a while, so I've been doing competitive gaming for quite a while, and it's always like a combination of the right place at the wrong time, where I chose to drop out of just the wrong bracket, and then it's like I see players of skill that I think I could rival with get a medal, and
Hmm.
I still have not come up with one. So I've long sought one, and I can't imagine like finally getting one. It's got to feel amazing, right?
No, yeah, it's incredible, and yeah, and it comes down to like just yeah, no, you're talking about like, oh man, I feel like I could beat that guy, but I just wasn't there, or like something life got in the way kind of deal.
Right.
But yeah, no, it just came down to like I don't know, I like
The hard work and the
yeah,
timing.
I guess yeah, of course that, but I feel like just going zen and kind of thinking like, hey, whatever happens, happens. I'm just gonna play how I usually play, and just kind of like getting out of your head and like, because I had to fight a lot of people that if I was overthinking it would really scare me. Like to break into top 8, I had to take out Magnets, who plays Eltnum and is one of the best, if not the best, Eltnum players in the United States. And I was like really psyching myself out for that. Next thing you know, 2-0. Had to be Akimi. She plays Mika, which is one of Hilda's worst matchups. Again, I just like was Zen 2-0. So like I don't know, just
Well, that's good.
everything, all the stars aligned for me.
Yeah, and that what you're saying, it lines up with another person that we interviewed here. It's like you that Zen mode you're talking about. You can't necessarily um, think you're gonna lose, right? But you can't overthink the match either. You just got to find that zone where you're just like, I'm just gonna play the game to my best ability, and my hard work and training will pay off hopefully.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I remember. It wasn't even advice directed directly at me, but one of the things I remember hearing like a top player say, either like watching a stream or just like some Twitter message or something. But it was you can't like go into a match assuming your opponent knows more than you. You kind of got to like go and testing them and like testing the waters, finding out where you both lay, and like just look at it as like an even footing thing. You're both human beings,
Hmm.
so like just like yeah, not really psyching yourself out goes a long way.
Nice. Couple more questions here for you. So, getting back into majors, I know there's some conversation around it, and ultimately, I've been hearing, the people that did go enjoy it. Would you say that Frosty, they seem to handle the COVID situation very well, right?
Oh, absolutely no, yeah. So Frosty, um, it was spectacular first and foremost. So yeah, no, they require Vax cards, which is already put me at like ease, like peace of mind.
Hmm.
So you go up, you do that. They had on-site testing the entire time, as well as requiring a negative test to get your badge. So between all of that, like I
Nice.
was pretty stress-free, and I'm a pretty stressful individual normally.
That's good.
But just Yeah, just seeing all of that, I'm like, all right, like you're all set, man. They were taking care of it. They're really responsible about it.
That's good,
Like,
man. So yeah, it's like it sounds like they had that to where you felt comfortable, but it necessarily wasn't so much of a police state that you didn't feel like you didn't get to enjoy the event, right? Like the hype was still there, right?
yeah, absolutely. No, it wasn't intrusive at all. And like honestly, once you get in and got your badge, like it felt like any other major. So like, you go in, you take your test, you do your show your card, and after that, you're not even thinking about it because everything is just like normal. Everyone's there
Yeah,
playing games. It's just like old times.
yeah, man. That sounds good. I'm glad to hear that it went so well all across the board, and enjoy that win, man.
Thank you.
Uh, I know that there's more stuff coming up here on a major level of events. Are there any majors coming up that you have your mind set on, or planning to attend here?
So for me personally, the next my sights right now are set onto Texas Showdown because that's the next one as far as I'm concerned of stuff that's or considering stuff I want to play.
Hmm.
It's also just kind of, on the home turf, so I don't have to
Of
fly, just,
course, it's Texas
drive up.
Showdown, baby.
Exactly, I gotta hold it down. Gotta hold it down for
Right.
Texas the best I can.
Okay.
So then, aside from that, Comic Breaker is starting to tease stuff, and that's been always been one that eluded me. I've always wanted to go, but it just life always gets in the way. So as soon as I see the dates for that, I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah.
do everything in my power to make it to Comic Breaker.
I have been to that one multiple times, and I've been to Evo as well. I've had the luxury of getting to go to a couple majors because I lived in Arizona. You're kind of in a nice area to do that, and as much free promotion as Combo Breaker continues to get, I am a part of that band as well that will say that that event is one of my favorites. And what I see is a lot of other events that try to model itself after that. And no offense to Evo, I definitely like Evo for what it was. It was one of the event that was close to me that got me into it. But things like Combo Breaker, things like Frosty, there's something special about those events, like those tailored experiences I really like. So
Absolutely, yeah, no, and like there's just always an energy to each event that's great. And
mm,
like the one thing I've heard about Combo Breaker and the one thing I really like about Frosty is that like there's just always something to do. Because like, it's not just wake up, play your pool, oh I lost or oh I won. Like, you go and like there's always something to watch and there's always something to play and like they got the 24-hour game room so there's always people to hang out with, just like
oh yeah.
playing a casual thing. And like hell, like I said, I entered the mystery game tournament as well. So like the people that ran that, they even had like some goofy random box mystery machine they're running in the game room that was just like fun to mess around with and just like rub elbows, say hi to people. It was fun. It was fun all around.
Well, yeah, man, sounds good. Well, Swirly, once again, I'd like to thank you for your time. We'll
Absolutely.
keep an eye out for you at Texas Showdown.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
and other than that, before we let you go here, is there anything else you'd want to tell people about? I don't know, maybe Eunice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I just want to say like as far as Eunice is concerned, Texas is on the map. For the longest time people like didn't even look our direction for the game.
Hmm.
But as of late, as a climax of night, and as of if I can pat myself on the back as a Frosty Faustings, like Texas is being put on the map for like good players. Masoma's always making like first or second. Silence tearing it up, getting first, second, third. Like
Hmm.
we and like even beyond that, like Dallas has killers, Austin has killers. It's one of the most active games down here for anime players, and it's incredibly like competitive.
Well, you heard it here first, people. The South will rise again. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
and
but thank you.
and of course, before you go for Eunice and for Milton Blood for all that Texas French bread, um, in Austin we have Austin Air Assault. Every other Thursday of the month,
Mhm.
it's a bi-weekly for Melty Blood Lumina and for Under Night. So
Nice.
if anything about the game interests you to any level, the net play isn't doing it for you. Just come down. We got players of all skill levels. Like it's great.
Sounds hype, man. Especially if you can get sets against you.
No, shucks.
Yeah, no, I mean, shoot, man. I'm gonna get a medal and I now know that if I can beat you, there's a chance.
Hell yeah, man. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Thank you for your time, man. You have a good one, and we'll see you around.
Thank you. You too.